You know what I want to do is fishing.
Thanks, I think we'll have a brandy.
So I want to, now that we get our van to go up by Weaver and stuff and drive around and something like that. Where did you guys live first that you remember, in Cochrane or Cork?
Take that road to the right, to the left rather, gravel road, and the second farm up on that little knob.
Wasn't there a place in Wisconsin that you were...
Oh, Cochrane, but I don't remember that. I was just a little poop when I left there. I was about a year old or something. Because I went first, second, third grade in Weaver.
Weaver, yeah.
So, how old were you in first grade?
6, I guess, 5 or 6.
So.
Well, no, about 6 in first grade.
Came from Cochrane to where I don't even remember. But then we got there up to Weaver. I don't remember where the hell we were before Weaver.
Your parents were both from Rushford. I wonder what took them to Cochrane.
Farm, a cheap farm.
Oh.
My dad didn't have any money.
Right.
He was just a dirt farmer, period. That's all he was. He never had no money.
Yep.
Before he got married, he had money. He had, his family, was pretty well off.
Yeah.
And he's the only boy with 6 sisters, and he's the youngest. So he got spoiled rotten, naturally. And all his money went dwindling after he gets married. Has 9 kids.
In the midst of the Depression.
Yeah, right in the middle of the damn. Everybody went broke then. Everybody was eating biscuits without any butter. Yeah. God. Just think of that, going from having enough money to do what you want down to scraping. Eating out of garbage cans, practically.
Yeah, he pretty well had to scrape the rest of his life then, didn't he? I mean, the rest of his life he pretty much had to scrape.
Yeah.
He never did really pull out of it.
Well, first place, he's 45, he marries a 20-year-old. Not too smart.
Yeah.
But what the hell, he did what he did.
Yeah. Then he got out of farming finally as he got older. And
yeah, when we moved into Winona, that's when he quit farming. We were out there at Mrs. Hammond's. Wherever it is, over that way. And he had 1 horse, one bottom plow, and he was just making, enough to eat.
He brought that to Mrs. Hammond's?
What?
He brought that to Mrs. Hammond's, the horse?
Yeah, we had the horse there, and a cow too, one cow. So we had milk, and we had horse poop for fertilizer, and that was about it.
He'd use that to make a big garden then? To plow?
Exactly, that's what it was. We had tomatoes and potatoes and all that crap. Gooseberries we'd go out and pick. We'd get a milk pail full of them, all of us kids. Tack of gooseberry bush there, we were worse than the birds. There was nothing left on that bush when we got done.
I gotta make sure you're still in the frame here. Oh yeah. Is that... when did you move into Winona? Right into Winona?
48. Right around 48.
I mean, it was after Mrs. Hammond's?
Yeah, from Mrs. Hammond's to Winona. God, it seemed weird. We were such pumpkins, Yeah. Been out in the woods all our life. We were moving in. We did not know what it was like to have somebody living next door. That was ridiculous. What were people doing by our house? Yeah. We're used to having 100 acres around our house and not seeing another person for weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
There was no meter readers. Nothing came around in those days. If we did, we'd be in school. We never seen it. There was a whole different kind of living.
You got a job.
Work, you make your own food. You go up in the garden and hoe potatoes.
Yeah.
And pick gooseberries and all that shit. And my ma would can them. Who the hell cans anything now? Few freaks. Yeah. A couple of weirdos, but not very many.
Yeah.
I just gave away about $100 worth of canned goods.
Really?
Over there at that tower, yeah.
You just set them out and people took them then?
I set them out and they're gone. I took one load down in a grocery cart, full of canned goods. The time I got back down in another grocery cart, that cart was gone already. They're just like rats, come out of the woodwork, grab them and go.
This isn't government day, what's going on here?
Yeah, what the hell's happening here?
Do they do that, where they bring the cheese around and stuff?
Cheese and all that to do, I never went down there. I was stupid going there. But I had somebody else get the cheese for me. Gene, I'd have him pick up 2 pieces of cheese.
Yeah. It's that big, long,
Big,
like a
long
log,
sucker.
yeah.
40-pound hunk.
Cheddar.
Yeah. I always had him get that. Why not? I love cheese.
Yeah.
It's good for you. Shelly eats cheese all the time.
Yeah. Your daddy got a job doing gardening or something at
St. Teresa's. A whole $85 a month he made.
What was he doing there?
Gardening. You know, working in the yard, keeping the grass, cutting all that shit. He's a slave. $85 a month.
Yeah.
I remember he rode the bus up every morning. God, from 259 East 7th.
Uh-huh.
He'd catch the bus out there.
Out to St. Mary's College?
St. Teresa's.
St. Teresa's College.
Yeah, St. Teresa's.
Yeah.
And once in a while he'd get us a job up there doing some odd shit. You'd get a quarter or some goddamn... They're cheap bastards, those nuns.
Oh, yeah.
They're cheap. They're getting all their money for nothing, and the cheap fuckers wouldn't let a penny go. Thus they absolutely had to.
Yeah.
God damn. $85 a month they paid him. And then at Christmas he got his bonus. Guess how much?
$12.
$1.
Yeah.
A lousy fucking dollar in an envelope. He says they should have kept it. It pissed me off when I think about it.
Is that right? Even then, that wasn't nothing. A buck.
Well, they're paying him $85 a month.
Yeah.
So it was something, but it wasn't
Yeah.
much. When he had 9 kids,
Yeah.
scarfing up all his groceries and shit. Jesus. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And they got all our money for nothing. It was all given to him.
What were jobs like back then? I mean, it wasn't like he had many to choose from, or
Nah,
or
you
was
work
that
around
like-
there in these damn garments foundry and shit like that.
Yeah.
You get $25, $50 a week maybe,
Yeah.
at the best. You're really making bacon. Oh,
Yeah.
no, most people didn't even make that. Look at my dad
So
made
this would have been
$85
in
a
the
month.
late 40s and stuff?
Yeah,
or-
yeah. $85 a month with 9 kids. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Poor guy, he screwed himself royally.
Yeah.
God, yeah. He thought it was a hot deal getting marrying a young woman, but
Yeah.
forget it.
It was fun until the first
Yeah,
couple
big
kids
deal.
come along.
Well, a 7th kid popped out
Yeah.
in 6 years, whatever.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. And then the depression didn't help none
Right.
either.
Well, and then having Jim, he was one of the first,
Second,
second, so
Eugene Jim.
that had to have been quite a
Yeah,
little strain.
oh, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom said he didn't even want no more kids after that.
Yeah.
But see, he was real. He wasn't very bright at all.
Yeah.
He didn't know diddle. He was on the farm all his life, out there. His sister's spoiling him rotten. He didn't know nothing. Just, you know, I'm the boy, and they're
Yeah.
all taking care of me. So he had a rough awakening. But that's the way it was, so what the hell are you going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was doing livery there for a while, livery stable in
Yeah, he
Rushford.
bought into one. Him and
Yeah.
a couple of his buddies bought. We like
Yeah.
me and Joe Wood and a couple other guys buying a siding company.
Yeah.
Or we're making our own. I made my
Well,
own.
one was McDonald, right?
Mhm.
Frank's great uncle
Some
or
relation of his,
whoever
yeah.
it was. Yeah.
There's a bunch of them, or a few of them in there.
Yeah.
Didn't last very long. You read something about that, didn't you?
Yeah, I think your dad was in it for a year or so, and then he sold out, and then McDonald sold out like a year after that.
Oh, yeah.
And then the guy who bought them both out ended up selling it or folding it or whatever
Yeah.
another year later or whatever it was.
Just like a used car lot
Yeah,
now.
it didn't last but a few years.
Pretty much the same as a used car lot now.
Yeah.
But they own something. Well, my dad was 45 when he got married, so he had plenty of time before that to do what he wanted to do. And his sisters probably took care of him all the time. They spoiled him rotten.
How many sisters?
6.
6?
Imagine one little boy finally shows up. Oh, we're going to spoil his little butt.
No, do you think I met any of them? It would have been Agnes or
Yeah,
Em?
they were the last two, Ag
Agnes
and Emma.
Em?
Yeah, I don't know if he did or not. I can't remember when they died.
Yeah. I think Tony might have, or he sat in the truck.
Tony knows more about it than I do.
Well, I think it was Tony that said something about he went to, I don't know who it would have been. If
Over to Rushford?
maybe with Frank or somebody, I don't know, but I think he had to stay in the vehicle or something while whoever it was he was with went and visited.
They were a strange bunch, I'll
Yeah.
tell you that.
Huh.
Why the hell couldn't he go along?
I think it was Tony. It had to have been Tony.
Yeah.
I can't imagine anybody else.
They were weird. They had, they didn't have any education at all. The whole fucking bunch was a bunch of
hillbillies.
Hillbillies, right? They didn't know diddle except their own family.
Yeah.
That was great.
Where did they all lived up on Vinegar Hill then?
Vinegar Hill in Rashford, yeah. They had the family farm there. See, my dad had that till the Depression. Then all his sisters had married off and gone to Chicago and that. Hey, we got a family farm there. We give it to our little brother, but we're going to go grab our hunk. So then he had to sell it.
And that was Fine's farm, do you know? Or?
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
I think it was
I don't
Fine.
know.
Wilbur Fine's farm?
Herb Fine or somebody.
Herb.
And they had to sell it off, evidently. Take care of all the sisters and their husbands. Say, what do you mean you own a farm?
Yeah.
And we ain't got a piece of it. God damn it. That bunch of bullshit. The farm would have been better off staying right where it was.
Where I work right now, it's at Shop Distributing. It's going to be interesting. Everybody that, the siblings that all own it, there's 5 of them.
Oh, yeah?
And the youngest is probably, I don't know, 48 or something like that. And the oldest being somewhere around, I don't know, must be 60 plus by now. And they're, obviously starting to get up there where they're thinking about retiring.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're all worth, on
Sure.
paper, because they own a distributorship that's worth,
Lots.
probably $10 million or more. Yeah. So, what's going to happen? Pretty soon.
I want my piece of the action.
Exactly. There people are going to start wanting to retire. So how do you go through 5 owners and buying the others out for what the thing's worth? And then you got their kids coming into the action.
What about babies?
I don't know. This thing's recording. You want to sit down and talk?
Sit down here, Evie, and tell us all your problems.
Sit down and
Eve, sit down and tell us all your problems.
up here on
We
camera.
want to hear every problem you ever had.
About what?
About life.
There you are.
Why?
All your problems about life.
Tell me what you've been doing all afternoon.
Hey, we want to hear about the girlfriends you hope to get and the ones you haven't got.
So is this romance of yours cooled off here this summer?
What?
No. How come I don't ever hear you talking about
Because you're
it?
grounding me from the phone. Where's my babies?
Brian's got a couple of hot honeys.
Is it?
Cuter than a bug's ear, too, that one is.
Yeah, you today. Hi, girls.
Because I held up a bug's ear next to her face. She's a lot cuter than a bug's ear. Yeah, she is.
Your grandpa's kind of shy when it comes to girls.
Yeah. Hey, do you mind if I hold this bug's ear up next to your face?
Where's my babies?
I don't know what you're... They're in the garage? I don't know. What you doing? You run out of ammo? Are the troops advancing on you? You ran out of ammo?
Can I get a shot of that thing I had made?
You got me in the leg
Back
once. A ricochet up here hit me in the leg.
Here. Okay.
Sit down.
You little fart. This interview ain't over yet.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Tell Ethan about when you went to school. What you remember about going to school?
Oh, grade school. God, we were in the 8 grades in one room, maybe.
It was one room,
teacher.
right? Yeah.
8 goddamn grades.
A one-room schoolhouse.
Yeah, and
Uphill both ways, right?
Yeah.
And it was winter
Uphill
all the
both
time.
ways, 47 miles each way every morning.
And it was 20
carrying
below.
a cow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carrying a cow.
Yep. We had to have milk at school, didn't we? They didn't have thermos
And it was
jugs
always
in those
winter.
days. There were no thermos jugs at all. It was terrible. But anyway, what else? Oh, toilets were outside. Outhouses. And it was terrible. At Halloween, the guys would go and fill the girls' outhouses with wood from the wood pile. So the next morning they come in, they gotta go real bad. And they open the door and it's full of wood. Oh,
Get it?
big joke, huh? They couldn't
Yeah,
go
because when
for-
it hits, it splatters.
They had to go around. No, the whole
They couldn't even go. They
couldn't
had
even
to-
get in there. They had to go
unload
around
the-
behind to pee in the snow.
Yeah. So then they could get a flash of their behind.
Yeah, we'd watch your butts. Whatever. Big thrill.
Do you
We had no thrills in those days.
Do you remember your teacher's name? No.
We didn't have TV. We didn't have. We had a radio, but we could only use it. It was battery operated
Yeah.
because we didn't have electricity, so you could only use it once every 7 years about.
What was that guy that lived across the street? I remember meeting him once. You guys, we went back there with Mike. I think it was Mike.
Oh,
we drove back there, and there was like a shack across the
Oh,
road.
yeah, I was with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was with
You
you.
lived down there, had a hunk of bacon melting on the
flies
table.
And,
Yeah.
but the guy still lived there. He's probably a young guy when you were a kid there.
Yeah, Schultz.
Yeah.
Frank Schultz was dead. Isn't that weird? He had this hunk of bacon laying on the table. Oh,
That was like a pig barn or something.
Yeah,
He
it
lived
was.
in.
It was a pig barn, exactly.
Yeah.
He lived in there. What the hell? You make it any way you can.
Yeah.
See, he never had no Social Security and no nothing.
Right.
He was one of them people that came out of that generation.
Yeah.
What the hell is up? I don't get wet in here. I'm asleep.
Yeah.
There's a guy up by Cary who lives that same way.
Well, I remember his name was, I think it was Leo, but he was in a shack over, where Ron lives, but then way out, Ron Smith, where he used to live in Minnesota City.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, that guy
Way
down
back,
the end.
kind of in the woods, there was a little shack.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think
This
his
guy
name
up
was
here,
Leo.
this guy by Cary is the same way.
Yeah,
Got a little shack with all that junk laying around it.
yeah.
He traps gophers for a living. Plus does scrap iron, because when I went by there the other day, his truck was full of scrap iron. The next day it was empty. And the next day it was full again. So he picks and makes a living any old way he can. It's the way it was in the old days.
Yeah.
He just never bothered to change.
You remember what the teacher was like at all? You don't remember the name, but
I don't remember her at all.
it was a woman.
8th grade, yeah, a woman. She'd come waddling in there every morning. Be about, what, eight grades, and you had maybe 8 hours, so
Yeah.
she had 1 hour to each grade.
Yeah.
So there wasn't much to remember. God, that was weird. Compared to him, look at, he's got, how many kids in your class?
23.
We didn't have that many in the whole school.
Wow.
About
That was all grades.
2-3 kids in each grade. Well, maybe about 16, I guess, if you counted everybody.
That bell, I often thought it'd be kind of neat to have that bell. It still hangs above that schoolhouse. That
Yeah, they
schoolhouse
come
is
in
still
when
there.
we'd go out for recess, and she'd give the bell a couple of pulls. We had better be in there right away.
I remember going there with, I bet it was the same day that we went and saw that guy that lived in that shack.
Oh, yeah.
But I remember going there with Ron. I'm sure it was Ron.
Yeah.
Or no, Mike. It was with Mike.
Oh, yeah.
And
One of my brothers.
yeah, it was Mike. And I remember him talking about something that happened on the back step or something. And I remember him standing there on the back step and hanging onto the handrail and,
Oh, yeah.
and talking about whatever it was that had happened there.
Yeah.
But that was that same day we went around and over by the farm.
They call them the good old days. They were the fucking most miserablest days of our lives when we match them up to these.
Yeah. Oh, there's no better than now.
First thing you had to do in the morning when you got up, you take your little slop jar you had underneath that you peed in all night long, be frozen in the morning, solid frozen. Take it down, sit it by the stove, thaw it out enough so you could dump it. Yeah, Eddie, this is normal living.
What was the deal with the window? Didn't you guys pee out the window?
Oh
or
yeah,
something?
when we didn't, the jar would be full or something, we'd pee out the window. And then it freeze down. In the morning you have yellow icicles down the side of your house. And the screen would always rust out after about,
Peeing through the screen.
9 kids peeing through it.
Yeah.
Didn't take long for it to rust out. But times were a little bit different than here.
So either don't be peeing out the window.
Yeah, because your screen will rust. Unless you get an aluminum screen, that'll last a lot longer.
Don't hang your butt out there to
Yeah.
poop either.
Yeah, if you do it number 2, you're really in
It's
trouble.
schmear.
It'll be frozen to the side of your house.
Stuck to the side of the house.
God, isn't that crude?
It'd come through the screen in little squares.
Yeah. That was pretty weird, the way we lived compared to now. This is something like this, we wouldn't even know how to act on a death like this. We would not know how to act.
You gotta make sure you guys are in focus.
Are we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
And the baby is.
I don't know.
You go find it.
Probably
I'm
down in the basement.
gonna go find
Nope, now let's see. Okay,
No.
when you were a kid on 9th Street, was it, where you guys lived, in the brick house?
7th.
7th Street.
7th and Franklin. That's where we came to off the farm. I was about 12 years old then.
it. I gotta go to the bathroom.
How old is this little guy? 12?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was your age when we came out of the woods. Hippie. I had never known anything about electricity, none of that. I'd never seen it. No turning a light. You had to go get a stove, a burner, and light it up if you wanted light. But why need light? When it got dark, you went to bed. You didn't need no light to sleep. There was no radios, no TVs. God, that's weird. Just think one lifetime, how much has changed.
Well, yeah. Just look at, like, something came up about Lindbergh. Well, his grandson or whoever's flying.
Oh, yeah, he just flew over. He made it.
How much aviation happened within that guy's lifetime?
He made it in half the time Lindbergh did.
Yeah. But Lindbergh
of course, he had help, too.
Lindbergh goes from, seeing the beginning of flight, and then getting into flight, himself finally, and then seeing men go to the moon, It all happened within his lifetime.
Pretty crazy.
Weird. So, what about your first jobs? You worked at, didn't Ron get you a job at Woolworth or something? Or?
No, it's the other way around. I got on the phone and called, me and Tommy Retzer, called everybody in the phone book.
I was going to bed.
Looking for a job, and they said, yeah, we need a flunky down here to fix our goddamn wash windows and do whatever. So I go down there, and Tommy goes down there, and he's about 2 months short of being 16, and I just turned 16. But you had to be 16 to work there. So I got the job. I'm working for 9
I know what it was. You couldn't make it or something, and your mom said,
okay.
Ron down?
So I got hired, and I go home and tell my mom, hey, I get a job at Krusty's. Ooh, and get a job in those days. God, you were really a super champion.
Yeah. What year do you think that might have been?
Right after we moved to town, about 48, 49, around in there. Anyway, so I go bike riding that day with all my buddies, Richie Corner and all them guys. And we get way the hell up on top of Itoka Hill there. Went heading for Homer.
Yeah.
Didn't pay no attention to the time or nothing. And we get way up there and my my chain breaks. Now I can't get back. Yeah. And dying EV. All started in 1934. Been getting worse ever since. So, how the hell we do? Me and Clem Haley doubled up, put my bike over the handlebars, and me and Clem trying to sit on the seat and pedal. Oh, boy. So naturally we get back a little late. I come running in the house to go to work, and my dad is waiting at the door to beat me. And I knocked him over. I was pretty big by then. I knocked him right flat on his back. I said, gee, Pa, what are you doing in the doorway? Anyway, so I jump up, I go upstairs and change clothes, and I run down there. They didn't even know I was gone. They didn't even know I was supposed to be there. I just went to work. Because Bob Simmons had told me the day before what to do. So I just went down there and started washing pots and pans. I wouldn't worry about it. And got everything done. Went upstairs, cleaned the counter after the store closed. No problem. Nobody even missed me the first hour. I got paid for 2 hours up there.
But what happened with Ron? Didn't your mom send him?
Oh, yeah, she sent him to Woolworth. They thought that's where I got hired. So he goes down to Woolworth and says, hey, I'm here to take my brother's job. Oh, yeah? Where's your brother? I don't know. He's lost. I don't know what happened there. Weird. Then he's dead. My buddy's dead in Woolworth. And they said, we don't need any help here. See, getting a job in those days was a big deal. Now it's no big deal.
I was starting to come out of the Depression.
Yeah, sure. You go to
starting to come out of the Depression. It ended like 19.
Yeah, he's so knowledgeable about it.
The Great Depression.
Yes,
took a long time after you come out of the Depression.
It took a long time for people to the world.
But it's over. It's over.
Well, obviously it's over now, but it was a long time before it finally was like over.
Yeah, right now we're booming, but we were hard.
It took many years for it to climb out.
See, if they didn't live to it, they can't understand it. No way in the world eating potatoes every other night and then pancakes the other night.
And that's it.
That's it. There's no fruit du jour to go with it.
And you might not get any syrup.
No syrup or nothing. Just a potato.
What was
baked
it?
in
You said something about Caro syrup. Is that? It was
Yeah, that's what we always bought.
Was it clear?
Cheapest syrup on the market.
Clear
Still
syrup,
around.
or it's corn syrup, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just a clear. Yeah.
The only syrup we could afford. So you'd each get a little, like a cap full.
Yeah.
Put it on your pancake.
On your-
It's corn sweetener, basically.
Yeah.
It's just corn sugar.
God, those were
Liquid
the
corn
days.
sugar.
Yeah, they're not the good old days. They were, when you compare them to now, they were horse shit.
Yeah.
Crummy. God. You know such thing as the good old days. Right now is the good old days.
Good old days.
Now everybody.
Oh, yeah. You can be
You-
the lowest man on the totem pole these
Yeah.
days, and you're
You and everybody
far
else.
better
get-
off than the average guy was about 50,
Mhm.
50 years ago or more.
My dad worked for $85 a month. You probably give that an allowance.
Allowance, I get none.
Yeah.
What?
I don't get
What
one.
do you do with all that money I've been giving you?
Yeah,
Oh, hi.
$85 a month. That's what my dad
I'm
earned
supposed to be
working.
saving up for a whole bunch of stuff, but I only got one.
Got one what?
One of the things I saved up for.
Maybe you
What?
get pretty good
Jesse
eats.
doll.
Jesse?
And that's for Christmas.
You get a ride to school. I had to walk 2 miles uphill both ways to school.
During the winter, year round?
It's terrible. It was terrible. Ate goat manure. Yeah, we
Okay.
fried it up and ate goat. What the hell?
Yeah.
Pussy's pussy.
Yeah.
That's God, Wayne. There's a little more to it than that.
What
I
about
hope,
the-
I hope there's a little more to it than that.
Yeah. In Minneapolis, what took you to Minneapolis then?
Minneapolis.
Yeah. When you
Oh, when I got divorced.
No, before that, when I was born.
Oh.
We were living up there when.
Oh. That's wait a minute.
So how did that all develop? Where?
Oh, we just went up there to get jobs. you
Well,
know.
what happened in Milwaukee? There was jobs down there.
I was in Minneapolis before I was in Milwaukee.
Oh, that happened
Yeah,
first up
yeah.
there.
Milwaukee was after we had bought my house in
Okay.
Minnesota City. Then I went to Milwaukee because I was working at Peerless Chain. I didn't want to work there. It was boring sitting there putting chains together. No, this is not my kind of work.
Yeah.
So
No,
Minneapolis
you didn't
was-
live in Minnesota City and then still go to Milwaukee.
Yeah, for 6 whole months.
Really?
After I bought that house,
Yeah.
I ran down there. It
Yeah.
took 5 hours each way.
But I remember living in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I was down there.
6403 Carmen Avenue is where
Yeah.
you live.
Okay, so wait, now how did
That's all black now, the whole neighborhood.
But when I was born in Minneapolis. How
Yeah.
did that come in? We
Okay, we were living up there. I was going to school, architects and drafting school,
Yeah.
and your ma was working at Wilson Sporting Goods.
No, but
and-
time frame. How did that work with? You were down in Milwaukee before that, though.
No,
Yeah, because I wasn't
Oh, wait.
around when. Yeah,
just a second here, God damn it.
yeah, you were. It was.
Oh yeah, that's right. I worked in Milwaukee before I ever met your ma. That's
Yeah,
right.
right.
Yeah. Okay, so I came back and I got going with your ma. Got married to her. We moved to Minneapolis because there was nothing going on with Winona. You could a
Right.
waitress job or you could work at a
Okay,
foundry.
what made you decide Milwaukee wasn't it anymore?
Oh, fuck. Milwaukee just sucks. But anyway,
Yeah, it just after time there.
4 years of making more money than I ever made before in my life. I just said, fuck it, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
This is not the way I'm. Well, mostly I didn't want to bring up my kids that way. Stupid. We went out. I guess what capped it all is when we went to go swimming one weekend. Drive up some little town outside of town there, and they had a puddle of water with no sand, grass all around it. And they wanted $5 or something to park your car. I said, what? I said, I'm used to Winona where you go
Right.
down the lake and your kids can go swimming. It don't cost nothing. No, this is not the way I'm going to raise my kids. Geez, they got to pay to park your car. No way, Jose. So anyway, I said, that's it. I'm getting the hell out of this town.
Yeah.
So I left Milwaukee and came back to Winona.
But then you decided to go to school up in the
Yeah,
cities.
Minneapolis.
Went to
But that was
drafting
before I
school
went
for
to
a while.
Milwaukee.
Then where?
Huh?
No.
No, Minneapolis Vocational.
Yeah.
I graduated from there in 1959.
Well, you must have went up there a few different times because I was born up there. And I know
Yeah.
you went to Milwaukee before I was born.
Yeah, I'd been
You
to
guys
Milwaukee.
were up in the cities when
I was in Milwaukee at 57, and then I went back in 60.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. to go to work at American Motors.
Yeah.
Because I tried working in Winona. Nothing but factory minds there.
Yeah.
Everybody, oh, I got a job at Peerless. I'm staying here till I die. Fuck that. I don't want to die in no goddamn factory. Ah, shit. So I quit after 3 weeks. I went to Milwaukee. That's how it did.
Right.
I worked 3 weeks at a Peerless chain, and I left and went to Milwaukee. But now, there's guys I know that work at Peerless chain right now, have been there all their goddamn life. And the whole fucking thing to them is coming to McDonald's and having coffee. What I do now.
Yeah.
You know, and that's their entertainment.
Yeah.
Now, I'm glad I didn't stay there.
My boss's husband just retired, Kenny Peshan.
Hudson?
Kenny Peshan. He just retired from,
Oh, yeah.
and he's not that old a guy. He's, he's in
Yeah.
his 50s. Yeah, he can retire because of his wife's, association or ownership of part of Shot Distributor. Yeah. Oh, his wife's worth a few million. So you can retire when you're 55 or whatever he is. No, I don't think he's even that.
A few million is enough. I'd make it on a little less than that.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So were you a waiter or a busboy or something up there?
Busboy at McCarthy's, which
McCarthy's?
is a distinct outfit now.
Yeah.
They're gone. Highway 12, which is 394. Wiped up McCarthy. Remember we used to go to that motel?
Which
Right
one?
on 12, right by
Oh,
McCarthy.
the Ambassador.
Yeah, Ambassador.
Yeah.
That's gone too.
It was right there though. Huh?
That was
Somewhere
our
around
last, yeah, right across the street from there. That was our last family togetherness,
there. Yeah.
right there, the Ambassador.
Oh no, it wasn't our last one. We've done
Our-
them all along.
Our out-of-town place.
Yeah, but we've, every.
Well, before that was the Curtis Hotel.
Yeah, but St. Patty's, we go up and we've
Oh,
been
yeah.
doing some stuff.
But I mean, a regular was
Yeah.
Ambassador to me.
Yeah.
After that, it's here and there and everywhere,
Yeah.
so I can't remember half of them.
Right.
I was supposed to look up Tony when I was down here, but
Yeah.
too hard to look up everybody, you know.
Monica's home. Emily. Hi, babe.
Hi.
What's she doing down there?